friend with me to help me record. This is Jenny.
Hi.
And we each have 5 different mom hacks that we're going to share with you guys. Mine are more for tiny babies because Marcus is only 7 months old.
And I have a 2.5-year-old and Jack is 9 months old. So
yes. Oh yeah,
that's
Jack.
Range. Jack.
So yeah, why don't you go ahead and start with your first tip since you are the guest.
So one of my first tips is for my 2-year-old. This Jack eats these puffs from Gerber, and when it's empty, I just took off the label, now that you have to, and filled it with goldfish. So whenever I'm in the car, I can just pop it open and then dump some in her little cup holder, and it makes it a lot easier than messing with the bags. So
yeah, that's a good tip. I like hearing her tips because when Marcus gets older, I'm just going to have it all down. My first tip is something that Marcus is actually playing with right now. These are carabiners that I usually have on the side of my diaper bag, just because when I'm carrying something in addition to the diaper bag that doesn't really fit inside, like his little cooler, for example, it's nice to just clip it on and I still have my hands free.
yeah.
And I can carry the baby and still be able to open doors and stuff.
I've never done that.
Yeah,
That.
and oh, this one is awesome because I keep this clipped onto my stroller, and if you like have your purse or shopping bags, it's really nice to hook them on and just hang them from the stroller handle. Or if you're at the mall and you have lots of, you know, shopping spree bags, that's awesome too.
When Jack was really little, I would swaddle him. He loved to be swaddled, but then he'd become just this little sausage roll, and he rolled over at one point. And of course, as a mom of a little baby, you're just nervous that everything bad is going to happen.
Yeah, make sure they're still breathing.
Yes, and so he just rolled onto his side. I'm like, what if he were to like roll all the way over? Oh no, what's going to happen? Anyway, so hospital blanket. I just roll it up into a nice little roll there, and then he would just lay on this side, and then I put the other one on the other side and tuck it in so that he couldn't go anywhere. And that just helped me sleep at night. So
yeah,
that's another
really
mom
great.
tip.
That's great. My next one has to do with a swaddle blanket as well. This is one that Jenny actually shared with me when I told her how Marcus hated the water. He would scream and cry whenever he had to take a bath. And the cool thing was that when I swaddled him and put him in the bath, and then just slowly unswaddled him, it was like he was very comforted by the swaddle. And eventually I kind of worked the swaddle off of him, but he now loves the bath. And yeah, he cries when I take him out of it. Yeah, you said Kiana was preemie, and so that's...
Kiana was in the NICU for 5 weeks, and that's what the NICU nurses taught me to do with the hospital blanket. She would just take out one arm of the swaddle and then wash that arm and then put it back in, and then other arm. It might sound like it takes a long time, but it's pretty fast.
Yeah, so even though he wasn't a preemie, it just made him feel really comfortable in the water.
Yeah, like they're being held in the water, and but you're really just...
Definitely.
Yeah.
It feels like there's so much going on right now. It's like, okay, what's
Our boys are wrestling.
Okay, so what was your next tip?
Oh, at night when babies...
Oh, no, not in your mouth, Jack. Yucky.
Don't eat the dog leash. Let's put you over here with all the baby toys.
Except for this.
Except for that.
Oh. There's spit up or something on the blanket in front of us. I know, you have to like rethink. Where was I?
Yes, okay, I got there.
Okay, go ahead.
Train of thought returned. When you are exhausted at night, but baby is up for no real reason, and you're just like, you need to sleep, but you know baby's awake, so you can't sleep, but they don't need anything, so you can just do this if they don't need anything. I would set my alarm for 30 minutes to an hour, and I just turn off the baby monitor, and I could get up to an hour's rest, but I would wake up at the end of that 30 minutes or hour or something, and then if baby was still crying, then I would be a little bit more refreshed and be able to go take care of baby's needs. But then if they've fallen asleep within that time, then perfect. Then I can just go back to sleep and turn the baby monitor back on. So that was huge for me and my sanity.
Because sleep is so important.
Yeah, but then you don't feel guilty about turning off your baby monitor, and you know, just that what if factor. If baby's crying all through the night, then at least you have 30 minutes of sleep
My next tip is probably one that's a little bit more common, but it is something that really, really helped me get through the first few weeks of Marcus being a newborn, and that's to have a fan going while they're sleeping.
Oh yes.
Baby is really used to having a lot of noise going on inside your tummy, and then when they come out and it's like silent, even in the hospital there's a little noise going on, so they can sleep through that. But when we got Marcus home, he would just cry through the night, and we didn't understand why. And I can't remember where I heard it, but it just came back to me maybe 3 nights after we got home. We turned on a fan, and it was like magic. He started sleeping through the night as a newborn, and yeah, it was so amazing.
Nice. Yes, we have fans in both our kids' rooms. Another tip I did with both kids is if you have to get up early in the morning, doctor's appointment or whatever's going on, to dress them the night before, so that especially if they sleep through the night, then you can just wake up in the morning and take them out of their sleep sack, and then ta-da, they're all ready to go. You just need to change a diaper and run out the door.
That is such a good idea. I'm going to implement that now for church. The first 5 or so weeks of Marcus's life, every time I would open his diaper to change it, it was like the gust of fresh air just relaxed him, and he would just release everything, and the diaper changing pad would get wet, or the cover would get really wet, and his onesie would get soaked, just a mess everywhere. So one thing that I was given at my baby shower from Megan, actually, she gave me a package of puppy liners, which I have since noticed that they sell changing pad liners at Babies R Us. But having one of those over your beautiful changing pad cover is just really nice, because when you change the baby and if it happens to get wet, you can just crumple it up, throw it away, and put another one down.
Laundry.
Yes, exactly. Another tip: as soon as you open the baby's diaper, slip the next diaper right underneath. My sister even puts the new diaper underneath the first one to kind of avoid messes altogether.
Yep.
And it just avoids so much cleanup, so much extra laundry, and yeah, it doesn't last forever. Like I said, it was only the first 5 weeks or so of his life, but yeah, that just was a lifesaver.
I would do that. I would stick the new diaper right underneath and then open up the old one. But in addition, I would do a
There's a crash in the kitchen.
No crying, okay. In addition to putting the new diaper under the old one, well, first of all, ripping wipes in half when they're so little, because you don't need a whole huge wipe for such a little baby. So ripping them in half, saving some money, but then putting the other half on top of your boy, and just preventing the sprinkler system from happening, because it's absorbent, so it won't. Yeah.
It just won't get on you.
Yes.
My next tip also has to do with mess that babies can make. Whenever Marcus has a blowout, I like to take the onesie down off of them downwards. So I'll flip those shoulders off and then pull it over his legs rather than pulling that dirty onesie over his head. And I actually find taking a onesie off downward a little bit easier for me, so I just do that every single time, but especially when there's a blowout or his diaper has leaked a little bit and his onesie is just kind of wet. So
I guess that's what those little cut things are for. No one really tells you that, but
I know, I never thought of that before.
I thought it was
the
for
nurse taught me that.
Maybe they're big heads too.
Yeah.
Big heads are going down, so.
Yep.
When Jack was 3 to 5 months, he got 2 pretty nasty, like open sort of rashes that would just kind of be super sensitive for him.
It's
and
always so sad.
Yeah, and I already use the Pampers sensitive wipes because both my kids are allergic to something in just normal wipes. So I use the sensitive wipes, and I didn't know what to do, and so I would rinse them in warm water and then use that. But still, it'd be like, you know, just the friction would just be irritating to him, and it's just so sad. So I found out that what you can do is just get a bowl of warm water and then pour some baking soda in and be pretty generous, and then I would dip the wipes in that, just kind of squeeze it over him, and what the baking soda do is get rid of the acidity on his bottom. It seriously just nullifies the the pain.
Because at that age, you don't know what to do. Like,
yeah,
you
they're
don't want them
screaming
to have-
and
It's
and you
just
don't want
sad.
to rub it. Another thing you can do is just to run a bath or like a sink bath and fill with a couple inches of water. And even if Jack was completely poopy or whatever, just put him in that and with the
Just
baking
clean
soda.
them too.
Yeah, and just clean him at the same time. But again, the baking soda would just make it not painful anymore for him.
That's
so
awesome.
it was so wonderful. And I just do it until he was completely healed.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm definitely going to use that tip. My last tip is something that has to do with trapped wind. Sometimes babies have, you know, the air in their tummy and they can burp it out, but if it's done on the other end, there's not much you can do until I found out that you can actually, I'll film Marcus doing this so you guys can see, but you move their legs like in a bicycle motion and then you push them up on their tummy and it just squeezes out the air, which is really funny, and Marcus actually loves it. It makes him laugh. He'll be crying because there's air down there, but then it makes him laugh and he likes it. The first time I saw Mom doing this, I thought, what is she doing to her baby? But it actually is something that works so well. You have to be careful though because newborns especially are very fragile, but it just works like a charm and just helps the baby feel comfortable right away. Gripe water too is another great way to get air out of their system.
So my next tip is for more of toddler or 1 to toddler age, is for those family members who are away or husbands going on a trip or whatever it might be. If your child really misses somebody, is to have them send a video to you of them saying hi to your baby. So like my daughter Kiana, my husband would send her a video, just hi Kiana, how are you doing? Just very basic things, nothing specific, but so I can just replay it over and over.
So it's not live, it's like
no, it's a video.
That's a good
and
idea.
So you can just play it over and over and over again because they don't, bless their little hearts, they don't know.
Yeah.
But I did that with my mom. Did that. She went away for a week or two, and so I would just press play on the video, and then she'd be like,
they
hi.
don't know the difference.
No, she'd be like, hi Kiana, and Kiana would be like waving or be like, hi.
That's
It's
a
so
good
cute.
idea.
The last tip I was gonna share was just I learned with Jack to not change him in the middle of the night because it just wakes him up. And the basic things, don't turn on the lights, that sort of thing. But not changing him in the middle of the night because usually they don't poop at night. Of course, if you smell it, then change it. But if it's just wet, there's no real need, and he would sleep through the night more often than not.
It's the same with Marcus. I think that's a great tip. Anyways, that wraps up this video. Thanks so much for bringing Jack and being in the video with me. And I learned a lot of tips too. I'm really excited to implement some of those. If you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know by giving it a like and also by commenting down below. And if you have any tips to share yourself, we'd love to hear them. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I upload videos Monday and Friday, and I'd love to have you be part of my YouTube family. I hope you guys are all having a great week, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!
Bye!